Good morning, students. Today we are going to revise the lesson Natural Vegetation and Wildlife. At first, we will discuss about natural vegetation. What is natural vegetation? Natural vegetation are those vegetation which grows on its own. There is no any interfere of human beings in them, and they remain as they are, and we do not, we people, we human beings do not utilize them, or we cut them, and this is the area where we are unable to reach. Otherwise, in all area where the human beings are reaching, in that area they modifying the vegetation, the type of vegetation. In this way, natural vegetation are those vegetation which grow naturally, which occurs naturally without any interfere of human beings. Then the next one is wildlife. Wildlife means there are different type of animals. Different type of animals are found in different part of the world, different part of our country also, and they have shelter in different area. About them we will study. At first, we are going to discuss about what are the factors that are responsible for the distribution of different type of vegetation. Here, factors responsible for the huge diversity in flora and fauna. Number one is land. Type of land. Which type of land relief is there? If land form is mountainous, then the type of vegetation grow in mountainous area is different than the vegetation grown in plain area. Different type of land forms are there, about which we have discussed already. Mountain, plain, plateau, coastal plain, islands, different type of land forms are there, and in different type of land forms, different type of vegetations are grow. That is why the vegetation are affected by the land. Then next one is soil. Type of soil. Different type of soils are also there. Alluvial soil, laterite soil, sandy soil. In this way, black soil. Different type of soil are good for different type of crops. Like in our northern plain area, we mostly grow wheat and rice, and it is very suitable for wheat and rice. If we want to grow ragi in our area, then it is difficult to grow ragi because it requires laterite soil, red soil, which contain lot of iron in them. That is why the type of soil affects the growth of vegetation. Like black soil is good for the growth of cotton and sugar cane. In this way, the soil is very, very important for the growth of natural vegetation. Then next one is temperature. Different type of soil, different type of vegetation requires different amount of temperature. Like we grow wheat in winter season, which is Rabi crops. and we grow the rice in rainy season, hot humid condition remain in that time. It means temperature also plays very important role in the growth of any type of vegetation. Then the sunlight. Sunlight is useful for the plants for their growth. Plants utilize the sunlight for preparing their food with the process of photosynthesis. With the help of sunlight, they take water, mineral from the soil, carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, and with the process of photosynthesis, they produce their food. In this way, sunlight also plays very important role in the growth of vegetation. Then next is precipitation. Without water, plants cannot survive. Water is required for irrigation in any area when any crops are grown. Precipitation provides water for the plants. As you know, in tropical evergreen forest, in equatorial area, lot of rain occurs. That is why that area have dense forest. In this way, the precipitation plays important role in the growth of any vegetation. Now we are going to discuss about the type of forest found in India, in our country. They are tropical evergreen forest. Tropical evergreen forest are forests which remain green all over the year, because due to heavy rainfall, the humidity remain there, and also they do not shed their leaves at once in any one particular season or time. That is why the plants, the trees of evergreen forest, they remain green all over the year, because they shed their leaves one by one. They do not shed their leaves at once in any one particular season. The next is tropical deciduous forest. Before discussing deciduous forest, we have to know about evergreen forest of our country India. This is mainly found in Western Ghat and Eastern Ghat of our country, in South India, and also in north eastern states of our country. Then next one is deciduous forest, tropical deciduous forest. It is spread all over our country in large quantity. Everywhere it is found in northern plain area of India and in Deccan Plateau area of our country. It is spread on large area of our country, and as its name, deciduous forest, it said the tree, the plants of these forests, they shed their leaves in one particular season. And why? This is the reason why it is known as tropical deciduous forest. Then next one is thorn forest. Tropical thorn forest, the thorny bushes, these forests are found mostly in Rajasthan and some part of Gujarat. And thorny bushes are found in this area because this western part of our country, Rajasthan, the sandy areas are there, desert areas are there, where there is scarcity of water, cactus and many thorny bushes are found in that area. Then next, mountain forest. In our country, mountainous areas are there, like Shivalik ranges, Himadri, Himachal. These mountainous areas are there, and according to height of the mountain, different type of forests are found in our country. The next one is mangrove forest. Mangrove forests are found in the area where the mostly river they carry sediments and they submerges in the sea, and they leave the sediments and form delta. In delta region, mostly mangrove forests are found, like in our country, Sundarban delta areas. Delta area is there. Sundarban means Sundri Vriksha. Mangrove means Sundri Vriksha. They are found in that area. Mangrove. These are found in the delta region of the Godavari also. Friends, now we are going to discuss about the lesson poverty as a challenge of economics. What is poverty? Poverty is a situation, is a condition when a person unable to fulfill their basic requirement, like the requirement of food, requirement of clothes, requirement of water, requirement of shelter, sanitation. When person fails to fulfill these all basic requirement, it is known as poverty. Now next, dimension of poverty. What are the things on which we define the poverty? In this dimension, we can include the scarcity of food, scarcity of education, scarcity of water in the life of a person. If a person is unable to fulfill his basic requirement and he suffer, when he is unable to get the calorie required for life, then he is known as poor. Then poverty line. Poverty line is a line which describes about the poor. Poverty line is an estimation of money requirement of a poor to fulfill their basic requirement. If person do not get the money, do not earn the money in his daily life for fulfill his basic requirement of the day, like the requirement of food, water and shelter, clothes, then they are known as below poverty line. And the poverty line is differ from one country to another country because the value of the money or currency is differ from one country to another country, and also it is differ from the time to time. The value of the money decreases or increases. That is why poverty line estimation also changes according to the value of money. And also the poverty is not same all over the world. In some country of the Africa, the people are going to becoming too much poor, but some country like India and China, they have done good effort, and the number of poor people is becoming too less within 2 to 3 decades. And in our country, all states are not equally poor. Some states like Odisha, Bihar, they are too poor, and some states like Punjab, Haryana, Western Uttar Pradesh, they have developed their type of cultivation with using modern technology. By green revolution, they are producing more and more, and they are becoming rich. And also, like in Kerala, the Kerala government, they have expend lot of money on human resource. People are too educated and they are employed. That is why the number of unemployed people is very less in Kerala. Uttar Pradesh, it have large population. That is why the poverty remain in here in Uttar Pradesh. In this way, poverty is a very great challenge all over the world and also in our country, India.